Hello everyone. Welcome to this session 3, Introduction to Statistics, Day 3. So in this session today, I will be discussing the first step of statistics. Till this session, in session 1 and session 2, we discussed about all the basic concepts related to data, and then there are some basic concepts related to statistics, right? So we learn what is data, types of data, and the levels of data with examples. So then we are in a situation to identify which kind of data it is, whether it is a discrete or whether it is continuous or whether it is nominal, whether it is ordinal data. And also we can easily identify, okay, it is a quantitative data and then it is a qualitative data. And then we know that quantitative data is divided into ratio and interval, and we know that the highest level of the data is ratio and the lowest level of the data is nominal. Okay, clear? So these are all the, and we also learn some concepts like what is a population and what is a sample, and then the measures we write for the related to population are called parameters, and the measures we find for the sample are called statistic, right? So these are all the things we learned. And now what we are going to do, we are going for the first step. We will as will then we are actually delve into the statistics. So if you remember, so the first step of statistics is collection of data, right? So that we discussed today, like how we collect the data, right? So it is going to be a very small session. Okay, so like, yeah, this is about me. And in I have also added the LinkedIn profile of me. You can connect me through on LinkedIn. Yeah, so this is the first step, collecting the data, right? So basically there are two ways we can collect the data. One is, obviously, if you need some data, what we do, either we go directly to the target group and we get the information, or else we try to get the information from the sources where already the data is available, right? So therefore, so the first kind of collection of data is primary data collection. So as I said, if you are collecting the data directly from the source, here the source can be population or the source can be sample. You are going directly to the sample, or you are directly going to the target group and getting the required information, then that is called a primary data collection. For example, if you see surveys, questionnaire, you are asking the people directly the questions, right? And interviews, conducting one-to-one or group interviews to gather the detailed information. And observations, simply observing or recording behavior or events as they happen. And the experiments, we do some experiments which are in the controlled environment to test hypothesis, right? So this is the way we collect the data. And the second way is, suppose if you need some information which cannot be collected directly, right? So that time what we do, we get such kind of data from various sources. If you are not directly involving, instead you are getting the required data from the various sources such as books, research papers, government reports, online databases. It can be Google, it can be any online you are using to get the required information, so that you are not directly involving. You are getting the information from the sources where already the required data is available, right? So this is the secondary data collection. So primarily there are two ways we can get the data. That is, first one is primary data collection, So primary data means you are involving directly, right? Then the second one is secondary data collection. That means you are involving indirectly. So when you are indirectly involving, that means you are depending on the sources, right? So that is the way we collect the data. So when you collect the data, do you think that that data will be a, like a very organized form? Do you think that that data will be immediately available for the analysis? No, right? When you are getting that data, so because of time constraint maybe, or because of analysis, we need to do like elaborative research, elaborative project, what we do, we simply take the data, right? So such kind of data is called a raw data, which is unorganized or unprocessed data, which is not cleaned, which is not organized, or which is not analyzed. So that means the first data which you collect from your source, that is called a raw data. As simple as that, the data which you simply collected from the source, which is there in your hand, so that is called a raw data. So when you have such kind of data, obviously, which is very difficult to do the analysis, right? We don't know how the data is arranged, what are the things are there. So obviously when you arrange, when you organize it in a proper way, then only you can make the analysis, right? Then only we can make the conclusions, then only we can make the decisions, right? So in the next session we will be discussing on this part, how to organize the data. So this is the second step of statistics. Clear? Okay, that's all for this session. Thank you so much, and like it, comment, and also share, and also subscribe.